Hello and welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. Now, this month, January, because we're still in it as I record, we've had 2 Torchwood releases. Has Torchwood adopted the same release rate as the original monthly range? Very possibly. 2 releases this month. They are part 1 and part 2 of the same story. Double part 2. Double part 1. It's a very singular story, but they are definitely 100% the same narrative because they are basically setting up, if they wanted to do it, and you're not going to get me to say no, of a new, brand new Torchwood. Torchwood, 1970s. Set in the middle of the oil crisis, set in the middle of the North Sea oil/gas rush. All really, really, really clever. Let's read you the trailer because I want to talk about Louise Jameson in a moment. A lot of people have died. Not for the first time in her life, Roberta Craven has changed sides. Travelling the world with a dead man, she's negotiating world peace. Or is she starting a world war? The Autons are coming and Torchwood won't stop them. You have to build a whole new Torchwood that isn't like the old one, that isn't like any of the ones you've had before. The Victorian Torchwood is an entity in itself. We've not really touched on the 60s one, but the 50s Torchwood, very well researched and very well gone into. This is the 70s Torchwood, a creature of its own creation. And at its core is, well, let's face it, if you want to put labels on it, you can say neurodivergent, you can say something along the lines of autistic, somebody with Asperger's, someone who's inhabiting the roles that traditionally you would have, say, Sherlock Holmes do. Someone with a lot going on inside their head. Not voices as such, they're just processing things totally differently. And that is who Louise Jameson's presenting us with here. Unlike the first episode, this one's got a lot more invasion of the body snatcher stuff going on about it. Because let's face it, it's the Autons. Who's replaced who? It's really, really well done. And how much of the original is left? All very important plots. You've also got, in the first story, a lot more John le Carrier kind of stuff. This one's a bit more Edge of Darkness. And I know that's the 80s, before anyone messages me. I get that. What I'm saying to you is that these 2 stories will make the beginnings of something beautiful that we need. We don't have countermeasures anymore. Does anyone want the countermeasures crew to turn up in this? Yes, we do. No, we really do. I'm talking to you directly, Big Finish. We want some of the people from Countermeasures to turn up in 1970s Torchwood. It won't affect anything else. I will be happy. Do it for me. I mean, let's face it. Could you make some Geordie characters as well? No, that's just too many things to ask for. We have Geordie, thick people working for UNIT. We'll leave it there. What I do like is that this is just gorgeous. I immediately had to listen to this after the emotional journey that was the War Doctor story, because that was just incredible. If you're listening to Torchwood to cheer yourself up after a Doctor Who, you know that the first Doctor Who was incredibly hard going. But this didn't disappoint. The second I finished listening to it, I had to go back and do it again, and that very, very rarely happens. I adored this, genuinely. It's a triumph. On the acting front, it's off the scale. You just need more of this. And where it goes from here, well, goodness knows. But these characters could definitely reappear in new Torchwood with absolutely no problem. Look, here's the trailer. Decide for yourself as always. And until next time, be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions.
Torchwood Double.
The entire staff of the Libyan embassy in St. James's Square. Every single one of them has their neck broken. Someone's sending a message, so who's the message for?
Oil rigs standing idle in the sea when the UK's desperate for oil. I mean, if they didn't find anything.
Oh, they found something, all right. A lot of something.
looking bright for Ness Oil.
Is this really Torchwood business?
Torchwood business is whatever I say it is, and I am bored with chasing lights in the sky. There are a species of alien known as Nestines. They can work with, mould and control plastic, which might explain why they seem to have such an interest in oil. Lots and lots of dead people just to get some oil.
That's how you always get oil.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.